Okay guys, so we have just gone and put the first level of dry brushing down on our models, and now we're going into layer number 2, which is probably a touch darker, but we're just gonna go a little less, a little quicker, try and get a little less area covered. And again, same deal, just getting this around, changing the texture and the highlight of what we're working with in terms of colours. So there's that bit, that section done. Move on to the next, and we'll just get some of this white off. And again, just here to go over quickly over everything, just to try and pull the gradient of white back up to a higher level. As you can see, just getting the white on there. There's a lot of white on my brush still, but what happens? So we'll just keep running this over the model with the intent to try and pick up every section we can. There's a fair bit of white on this brush still. Yep, that's what we want. Means that it is still going to be dry brushing over what we've already done, changing the highlights again, giving us a little bit more of a color shift again, just trying to bring that back up from what we've set it off to. So yeah, we'll get some, how are we looking for color? No, not enough. There we go. Now again, this just allows us to get some on there. Just allows us to change the way we look at the white again, changing the depth some more of that white, just getting this on there. There we go, and last but not least, the last arm. This is going to be the fun one, because once this is done, we've got one more white highlight to run across this model, which is really just to get the top sections of some of this before we move into panel lining. But there we go, guys. We've done 2 lots of dry brushing so far. We have our last little bit, which obviously is a very bright white, which is the Vallejo Dead White. And we'll get that dry brush all cleaned up. So that we can move to our last little bit of dry brushing, which I'm just going to make sure we've got enough on our brush, because this is just for hitting, once we see how much on there, the tops of the model where the sun would be hitting the most. So just quickly get that off as best we can. And there we go. Like so. Keep making sure we've got a little bit on the brush. And then move down to the legs, which we make sure there's not a huge deal of, and we're gonna, same deal, where the sun might hit the tops of the model. Make sure we haven't got too much on there. We just want to work our way through. And there we go, we are done with our dry brushing. I'm going to need to get some more paper towel out, but that dry brushing for that particular model was done pretty quickly. Hopefully there is a little bit of the ability to, we panel lined I think before we even got close to dry brushing with this bad boy. It'll be dry brush first, I don't remember. But well, we've got a couple of colours here. Let's get some dry brushing going on. A couple of these command models. So one, the ghostkeel models, because we're going to need these. Let's get that before we go and smash it with some known oil. 1, 2. Another one just here. Make sure we've got the lovely 3. And there's got to be a few more things that can be dry brushed once we find it all. Another model here. Some, oh, here we are. Some still suits that need to be dry brushed also. Another drone just here, which we can, as you can see, this is only a 2-step process. I'm doing the, for these guys, the white scar, and then I'll use the other white, and then we'll be able to panel line. Be able to panel line, and yeah. One down. Just make sure we've got enough, because there's a little bit floating around. And again. get this done. Dry brushing really does help with a lot of things. Sorry, I think it's ending up slightly off screen there without meaning to. And then we'll get the last lot of this, and we'll get into this fella and hope that that the dry brushing really helps bring out what we're after. So we'll just rinse off the brush again. And we'll get into the last of the dry brushing, but again, looking for just the tops of stuff that would be affected by sunlight for our like so. And this makes this section of dry brushing really easy because all this top section here across the would be collecting daylight from the sun, and then when we get over to these guys, it's merely just across the top here. Oh mate's glue is, well, glue is blue tacked down, not glued down. So I was going to say glue is failing him, but it's not, because he's not glued. Two, and then lucky last fella. And there we have it. Bit of dry brushing done. Nice and quick. No messing about. And we will call that one it for today. So that'll be an accidental two-parter. I pressed the button and closed off my camera. So again, guys, as I said, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are going to head in and, 1,100 subscribers, go and do a competition and just competition, lucky number dip. Obviously with 100 subscribers, it'll be between 1 and 100, and the lucky winner will get a $15 voucher from Games Workshop. I will make sure that it won't matter what part of the world you're in, the voucher will be in the currency you are in. So, $15 Australian, 15 US, or even 15 Great British Pounds, which is quite expensive for me, considering that the pound is about double the dollar. But to make it even and fair, that is what I'm going to go with. So yeah, just there's a couple of models here that have had a basing done, these kroot, but the basing really needs to be dry brushed over to make it look more like snow. So I'm just trying to do that right now by getting in some of this last little bits of bits and pieces of colour. But yeah, anyway, as I do this last little sucker here, that is all from me. The videos will be, again, as I was saying recently, definitely differently timed due to the new job. So I will be getting them out as many as I can, as close together as I can. But yeah, bear with me. Thanks for already joining me and sticking around so far. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Bye for now.